Hey everyone, welcome to On the Rocks. I'm your trail guide, Claudia Collins, and I'm taking you along for my adventures as I check hikes, waterfalls, and other outdoor activities off of my Arizona bucket list. Today we're hiking Cibecue Falls near Cibecue, Arizona. The hike is roughly 3.5 miles out and back with 623 feet of elevation gain. It's rated moderate, but there's a few things you need to know before you make the trip. You have to buy a White Mountain Apache permit at the Sinclair gas station about 25 minutes from the turnoff to the trailhead. So if you're coming from Phoenix like me, prepare to add another hour to your trip to get permits. Permits are $45 per person, and it's to help maintain the natural beauty of the land. I also highly encourage driving a high clearance vehicle because I promise once you make the turn towards the trailhead, the drive is way more primitive than it looks. After 3.5 hours of driving, we finally made it out to Cibecue Falls, which has been on my bucket list for a very long time. The one thing I will say before this hike begins is if you're scared of heights, the drive is a little scary. We arrived at the trailhead around 2:00 p.m. and while it was pretty warm, we knew we'd be hiking in and along water the whole time. And since we're hiking through the canyon, we also knew we'd have plenty of opportunities to find shade. The water was so beautiful and clear, and it was just the right temperature, so it was perfectly refreshing. Hikers have the option to hike through the river the whole time or make multiple river crossings to hike alongside it. At the start, it was definitely a little drier, but as we made way, it got even more beautiful and also a little scarier too. We encountered a few giant crab spiders hiding beneath rocks, so it'd be smart to have your eyes peeled for those. While they are venomous, they're generally not harmful to humans, but still, I don't want to mess with a spider that's bigger than my hand. Anyways, once my fear of spiders subsided, I went right back to enjoying the beautiful scenery and constant sound of rushing water. The terrain of this hike is awesome, and it really keeps you on your toes. I love the combination of hiking in the water, scrambling, and never knowing what would be around the next bend. It didn't take long for me to conclude that the $45 permit was so worth it. The tribe upped the price of permits to help maintain the land, and boy is it working. I only saw one piece of trash along the whole hike. So remember to leave no trace so we can help keep nature beautiful. By this point, I knew we had to be getting close to the waterfall because the water was rushing even faster and the canyon was starting to become more narrow. The second I saw the 80-foot waterfall, I was in awe. When we made it to the end, we just took it all in for a while. This is coming from someone who's hiked the Narrows not once but twice. I honestly think this is comparable, and for only $45 and a 2.5, maybe 3.5 hour drive from Phoenix, totally worth it. Awesome waterfall and an awesome hike overall. Cibecue Falls is easily the most beautiful waterfall hike I've done so far in Arizona. I really didn't want to leave, but I knew we had a long drive back to the valley, so after hanging out for a while, we made our way back. The hike took a total of 2.5 hours with time at the falls to relax. And despite a drive that I found a little scary and a few more spider encounters than I would have liked, I will happily go back to Cibecue Falls. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time on The Rocks.